My guest for today is Lissy Whitmore, the Purple Princess. She races in the BSB 300 series. I found her on Instagram through my friends at Writing Graphics, and I tell you, she was a treasure to talk to. It was interesting to know that she's a racer, and she said she struggled with self-confidence, but I was like, really? Because when she talks, it was with just confidence in how she races and being competitive. And she also represents her country by being in the armed forces. So this was a fun chat. This girl has the world in her hands, doesn't even know it. I hope you enjoyed my chat with my new friend, Lissy Whitmore. Here we go, Wyatt. Yes. I know. I love this. I always say it every time, but I do. It's my favorite part, man. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Hey, it's BT with Tales from a Gemini, and my guest today, I swear, I think this is the only time my guest was just as excited as I am to talk to them. Like I could feel the excitement. And so my guest today, and the greatest thing about it is I literally saw them I was following this account on Instagram called Writing Graphics, and they put the picture up. I said, for some reason I go, I got to talk to this person. I've got to talk to this person. And so I talked to them. I think they relayed the message, and it all came together. And now I have as my guest, the Purple Princess, number 34, the Pride of Lancashire, Lissy Whitmore. How you doing, Lissy?
I'm very good, thank you. How are you?
I am splendid. I'm happy to be talking to you. I'm so happy because you are more than just one. You race and you also represent the country, and you're a cadet with the Army.
Yes, I am. Yes, I am indeed.
And how did that come about? We're gonna get everything about your life, but how did that come about?
So, Army cadets were through secondary school, but racing is my dad's. It's my dad's fault. That's the word, the fault bit. But he used to race in the BSB. Oh, sorry, no, he used to work in the BSB paddock. He's never raced before. But he used to work in an old team. And he's ridden bikes on the road and purely commuting and stuff like that. So his old best friend, who he used to work for, said, come and have a look at this pit bike racing, supermoto racing. They were like, right, okay. He brought his kids and Dad brought me. Dad, I want to have a go. 5 years later, here we are. Sorry, Dad. Racing the British Championship in one of the biggest teams in the championship, and whoops. Sorry, I guess. My grandparents, my mum's dad was in the Army. I always kind of encouraged it on his grandchildren because I've got 4 cousins on that side. But there was only 3 of us that really saw because they were all out and about everywhere. But he always encouraged us. And my cousin joined the Army Cadets, then left. So I was like, I'm going to have a go and see if I can stick to it. And I'm in my final year now.
Congratulations. Congratulations. Yeah. I mean, now, is that part of your character about, like, you always go, I want to try that? Are you very daring like that? Like, I want to try that, give it a go, and if I complete it, then great. Have you always been that way?
Yes, absolutely. So I've done a lot of sports. Like, I was in primary school, which is like, I don't know what that equivalent's to you guys over there. It's like middle school, maybe. I think that's what it's called. It's between kindergarten and high school. That little bit there.
Well, we call it elementary. We call it elementary, middle school, and then high school. I mean, between kindergarten and high school, it goes elementary, middle, high school. Now, I grew up in the country, kind of a country boy, so it was elementary, junior high, high school. So I'm a little different. I'm a little backwards.
Okay, so I'll say then to the age from is like 6 to 12. 6 to 12. I was a cross-country runner, so I did a lot of like running around fields and stuff like that.
Okay.
Play football as well.
Were you good? Were you good? What position? What position did you play? Hold on. Midfielder. Were you midfielder?
I played positions that are polar opposite.
What'd you play?
So when we had a really good goalkeeper, I was a striker. But when we had a really, really good striker, I was a goalkeeper. and I'm 5'4", and you can see these massive goals, and it's just like I can't even touch the top, let alone to start. I was always jumping around and stuff like that. But as I moved to secondary school, obviously the doors opened in so many sports. I still running. I was in the football team. I tried out for rugby. I did hockey. I did trampolining. I started swimming, and then they fell through with that club because there wasn't the staff. I started going to the gym like properly, but obviously I needed to do that anyway for the sport. But I started going to the school gym, and they tried to get me to do weightlifting and stuff like that, and I was like, no, I'm okay.
Why was that? Why, you don't want to get bulky? Why was that? Why didn't you want to go weight training?
Do all that sort of that's the only thing I won't do is like proper like competitive weightlifting.
Why? What's wrong with that?
I don't see the appeal. It just doesn't really. I don't know. But lots of my college friends now do it. Well, not competitive, but they're like big, and they can lift like twice their body weight, and I'm just like, okay, you do that, okay? You can lift like 3 of me, but that's fine. But I'm very open to doing everything. I mean, cadets-wise this year, I've really thrown myself into something that is like unreal. So it's called Combat Cadet.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Name is just like. It was last year. We were asked as a troop. There's 2 positions opened up for this competition called Combat Cadet. I didn't have a clue what it was. I had no idea. And I went to the first training day because you have to have loads of training for this. And I sat there and I was like, oh my God, this is serious stuff. Because it's like they're giving this, like, it's like 12 to 17-year-olds. They're training us how to be infantry soldiers and then compete as infantry soldiers. And the information you have to know, it's called Marksmanship Principles, which is like how you handle a weapon. You have to know, like, word for word, every single question, like, answer to this question. You have to know the firing rate as a section, the firing rate as a single weapon. You've got to know the distances it shoots and the caliber of the weapons, but you have to. There's a written test. There's loads of practical, but there's one written test, and you have to know everything word for word as it's given to you on the answer sheet. Otherwise, you don't get the mark.
Did you get it?
I don't know. The competition's next week.
Oh! So I'm interfering with your study time.
No. I've done I know most of it, but we all work as a team. Like, we've got our little area.
Well, you don't want to know most of it. You want to know all of it. You want to be the best soldier possible. I want you to be the female Rambo. I want you to be Rambetta. Rambo-etta. How about that? Rambo-etta. That's the female Rambo. I mean, now is the greatest time. It's 2022. Enough with the male stuff. It's time for the females to come in and start kicking ass. So you're going to be Rambo-etta. That's what you're going to be.
I'm better. Okay. I'll try.
And
I'm the only...
And then you're going to transfer into the female Jason Bourne. That's what you're going to be. So whenever you line up on the grid and people give you crap and give you grief, right, that night you'll sneak into their room and no more. You'll slaughter the competition, literally.
I'll try. I mean, actually, SAS soldier doesn't really, like, unappeal to me. I'd have a go at that. I'd probably get through 2 days of training before I get, like... Off you go. You're not ready for this.
Now, do you ever want to like be maybe a special forces? Maybe.
Probably not special forces, because that I've watched loads of documentaries on like stuff like the SAS and like Navy SEALs and stuff, and it's like a little bit scary, a little bit too intense. So I've looked into a lot of Royal Air Force, US Air Force, bit of the British Army as well, because my granddad was in the army, as I said. He was in the tanks. But there was one kind of thing that really appealed to me in the RAF It's called, right, this is a very long name. I can't remember the abbreviation, so I'm going to have to just bombard you with this. It's called a Weapon Systems Operator Multi-Engine Airload Master.
Oh, okay. What the hell is that?
The simplest thing I can say is I'm getting paid 42 grand a year to throw Land Rovers out the back of big planes.
Oh, like a Mission Impossible.
Yes, so I'll be like in charge of like getting. It's mostly at the minute charity stuff because it's like there's not really any massive things going on apart from Ukraine. So if I was in now, I'd be talking about that and stuff like that. But it's in charge of taking one object or a group of objects. So it could be people, vehicles, food and water for charity things, from in the plane, on the plane, off the plane, unload it to people that need it, and then getting back on the plane and coming home again. I'm in charge of that.
That's you. You're the one that's in charge. You're the head honcho, the big cheese.
Yeah, that would be what. Yeah, the big cheese. That's exactly who I'd be. But not there yet. I'm still in college, but I can dream at the minute.
I'm gonna call you Lissy the Big Cheese. How about that? That's gonna be on your bike, Lissy the Big Cheese Whitmore. How about that?
All right. Yep, I'll do that as soon as that is done. Screenshot is on my story. I tag you in it, and that's it.
Okay. Well, listen. Let's just say, what if your motorcycling career takes off at the same time your military career takes off, and they coincide? What will happen then?
So, I did think about this. This is the thought that has been on my mind almost 24/7 some days. Both the Army and the RAF have a really good system of, if you do a sport, you're going to be doing your sport more than you do your job. And it's brilliant. I worked alongside the Army road racing team multiple. I've been working with them in there because they do an endurance race, which is like hours and hours and hours. I've been down there helping them, and they sent me a load of stickers as well, which are like up here. They've got me loads of it. There's more up there, but they've got these massive like stickers and everything.
I want those. So, I want you to send me one of those, please.
I can't. They're meant to go on a bike. They're all being used. So they'll be a bike. When I get my hands on one that's my own, I haven't got like stickers from my team. But they've always said to me, the minute you join, you tell us and you have a space. If you're not already pre-involved, which I don't know whether that will be a thing for me or not next year or whenever I join, but I have to get through the 2 years in college first before I see where I am in racing wise and career wise and stuff like that.
No. What's your major in college? What's your major in college?
It's not college over here. Isn't the same.
Okay.
It's pretty much a rerun of high school. You don't really have to pay for your entry to the college, but you have to pay for your uniform.
Okay.
And go on trips and stuff. So I'll be getting, when I finish, hopefully, I'll have a extended diploma in public services. Public services is pretty much just, I don't know how to describe it. It's like psychology, criminology, law, politics, government, all of that. It's basically studying how to be a policeman, an ambulance crew, Army, RAF, Navy. It's what they do behind the scenes and how they deal with it. But then you have to have the psychology side for, and then you apply it in an exam and stuff like that. And politics for politicians. It is just all the services all combined into a subject.
I feel like you have a passion for military, that's. I mean, I know you, like you said, your grandparents, but I feel like you have a calling for that also. Just like, why is that for you personally? Why is that for you a calling?
I don't know where it's I know where it's come from, grandparents, but I don't know personally why it appeals to me so much. I mean, if I wasn't doing that, it was a very last minute thing for me. I was due to start animal care, which is like obviously biology and animal studies at college. And then it just clicked on me like 2 weeks before we started. I was like, I don't want to do this. This isn't what I want to do. So I rang the college. I was like, look, I need to change my course. And they were like, we've got 2 weeks. Are you sure this is exactly? I was like, yeah, I need to do this. This is exactly what I want to do. But my parents have said to me multiple times, we knew you'd be in the forces. Like, it is, like, we don't know where it's come from them. They don't know where it's come from. And I don't really know where it's come from. I just have this, like, utter love for the forces and the lifestyle and what they do for people. It's what they really do for people, having to, like, helping them and stuff like that, it just really kind of appeals. And I don't know.
Do you feel like that? Do you feel like that's your calling?
Yeah, absolutely. I think so.
Oh, I think that's okay. So beforehand, growing up, now, are you the only child?
Yep, only child.
Oh, so you're like the baby and you're like the one they get all the affection. So are you spoiled? Are you a spoiled brat?
I don't think I'm spoiled. I think my dog,
of course you don't think you're spoiled.
No. I think my dog's more spoiled. My mum honestly loves the dog. When we got the dog, it was like anytime she walk into the house, it'd be like, "Hello, Milo," and all that, and then walk into my room, peer on the door, all right, this, and then walk away. I'm like, I'm sitting all day at work, see you, all of that. But no, honestly, the stuff my parents do for me, there is nothing on this earth that I could do to repay what they've done.
Of course.
It's unreal. I mean, the sacrifices and the hours, oh my God, the hours my parents work, it makes me feel sick sometimes. Like, my mum, bless her, she's a carer. My mum's a carer and my dad drives lorries.
Oh, okay.
So my mum's like non-stop from 8 till some nights 10 o'clock at night. 8 in the morning till 10 is like, and she does that almost every day.
Well, listen, being a parent, honestly, it's like that's their love. You're their passion. And all they want, from what I'm hearing from you, I think all they want is for you to be happy, find your passion, and direct it on that. And you know what? Their work will be done. And they're seeing you, what you're putting your passion into with racing, and then with the services like you were talking about. And honestly, they won't tell you this, but that's their satisfaction, knowing that you're growing up like people your age. They could be in the trouble. You could be doing drugs. You could be doing whatever. You're in the middle of a field doing whatever, cow tipping, eating mushrooms, seeing like stuff melting, and like, wow, man, freaky. But you're going on a good path, and I guarantee you, your parents are so proud of you. Even though they're putting all their direction toward the dog, they're so proud of you. They really are. I mean that.
Yeah, I honestly agree. Like, we don't like. Obviously, we don't show affection to each other, but I don't think I tell them enough how appreciative I am of them. Because, like, my mum works the hours as well, but my dad stays out, like, nights and sleeps in a lorry and then, like, sets off for journeys. Like, they work insane hours. And, like, I know what I'm doing, like, my racing and when I go to cadets and what I do at college, it's making it feel justified. But to me, that just doesn't feel enough. Like,
well, trust me, it is. It is, because like I said, if you're going your passion and they see that you're putting your time and effort in it, you're not just like, willy-nilly in it. You're really putting your time and effort and you're putting your passion into it. That's what a parent wants. A parent wants the best for their kid. And if their kid is finding a positive avenue and they're putting their direction into it, that makes the parent know, hey, I'm doing a good job. And you are doing a good job. So, okay, so when it comes to the racing part, are you a competitive person, or did the racing bring that out of you?
I think I've always been a competitive person because I've always been, like, sporty. So when I was in my football, I used to just, like, no prisoners, run from, like, one end of the field to the other, not pass the ball. I'd just run. No, nothing. Rugby was the same.
Did you get any fights? Did you get any fights?
I've been in a few, not football, a few. A few boys, which shocks people. I've been in a few. That's just not worth talking about.
Oh, come on now. Did you win?
I didn't. No hands were allowed to be thrown because members of beforehand. So nobody threw any hands. But that's secondary school. That's not what I do. I'm like being violent, but if you're gonna violate me, then just I don't like being put down, or I don't like my friends being put down either. So I think 9 times out of 10 it was something that somebody said to one of my mates, like, don't mess with my mates, sort of thing.
Well, that's beautiful, but you know what? That's part of being in the military thing that we talked about. You're standing up and taking up for people, and that's basically what the military does. I mean, so that falls in line, which I think is beautiful. Good for you. But I tell you what, you need to do is learn some ground fighting techniques. Learn how to do jujitsu and learn ground fighting.
I really, honestly, really, really like it because I listen. Well, me and my dad on the way to racing. He listens to like Joe Rogan and stuff like that, and loads of other people. And like until now, I didn't even know that you had a podcast. I thought you were just a comedian. So I'm definitely to like drag him into listening to you a lot more. I mean, I think he's mad about it for the past few days. But he knows that Joe Rogan and I can't remember who he listened to the other day that somebody really unexpected does like mixed martial arts. I'm just like, they're like 4 foot. And they do MMA, smacking the crap out of people. And it's like, what?
Well, let me tell you something, Lissy. Here's what it is. My wrestling coaches tell me this. It's not the size of the dog that's in the fight. It's the size of the fight. It's in the dog. Okay? So being 5'4", it's the size of the fight. It's in the dog. And you be a dog. Okay?
All right, yeah. All right, okay. I'm definitely going to have a go at something once I've got a bit more time on my hands, which is running a lot, like time's running low for me recently. So
listen, here's what you do. On the grid, when you're in a race, before you put the helmet on, just turn around, look at your opponents and go, hoo, 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 and then put your helmet on. And I guarantee they'll be like, what was that about? And they'll be so like, what the hell? And then you put your helmet on, and then they'll be like, and by then they'll be so out of it mentally, you'll have them beat.
Yeah.
You start
I'll give it a go.
Start barking. Just start barking or go, oh, like that, and then put your helmet on. And I guarantee you'll throw them off so much mentally, they'll be like, she's correct. And by then they'll go, correct. You'll have a lead right there. I guarantee you. You'll be 3/10 ahead going into the whole shot. You'll get the whole shot by 3/10 just by doing that. Because they'll be like, I can't believe she just, oh, and then you're already gone. You're done.
Yep, I'll try that then. That's the things to try, and I'll get someone to film it for you. There you go. Sorted.
Okay, so listen, your journey started, from what I read, your journey started in 2017 on an Easter. That's when you got on a bike for the first time.
Yeah, that was the very first time. No, yes, very first time I rode on a circuit.
Okay.
But I had a bit of an accident 2 weeks before that. So until 12, never ridden a bike before, geared bike, nothing. I'd done nothing. Not done motocross. I'd not done mini motos. I jumped on at 12 and threw myself into deep end of the pool. We went out onto an airstrip, very like an old abandoned airstrip, and I was just going up and down, trying to learn like the very basics of riding a bike, like the gears, the accelerator, braking, all that. And we were stopping for the day, and I had no idea what gear I was in. I was in I think I was in 3rd gear, and my glove caught the end of my my accelerator, and I let the clutch out thinking I was in neutral, and I flipped it. It was good we were calling it a day anyway, because I snapped the throttle cable in the crash, like it came back and smashed it. So we stuck it on like the guard and everything on with duct tape, and I went out to track day 2 weeks later on Easter Sunday, and from then we went out. I think it was from that we hadn't had a free weekend after that in about 3-ish years. We never stopped.
Now, did you know once you did that track day, like, this is it right here? This is what I found, that this is my thing.
Initially, I was very anxious. It was very hard for me to like boost myself to get up and go out there, because all I'd ever done has been on like a football pitch and run round places and stuff like that. Like, I knew I wanted to do it. Obviously, I knew I wanted to do it. If I didn't want to do it, I would have said stop.
Yeah.
But it was initially really hard for me to like get myself on and going again. But once I kind of got the hang of that, everything was fine. And once I realised that it was like, as the faster that I went, the easier it was going to be. Like, because that was the faster you go, the more stable it is. But I was like, my first track day, tootling around in first gear, not really getting anywhere. My poor dad was sitting at the sideline going, "Oh my god, the engine!" So getting up the gears, it was a lot easier for me, and I really got the hang of it. And it was then every weekend, every spare evening that my dad wasn't at work, we'd go out and find evening sessions and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Every free weekend, we were at a track near Leicester called Stretton. And we met some really amazing people that really like helped me along and got me so much further and made it worse, like got the addiction worse. But once I'd done that track days, that was it, and that I got away and I'd loved it and never stopped loving it.
Now, when did you know you had something special as far as the racing wise? Because, we can all do track days and have a good time. I've done track days, had a great time, but I go racing wise, I don't know if I'd be good racing. But when did you know, hey, maybe I have a little bit something special in the fact that I can race and be good at it?
I'd never lie. I never really twigged that I was actually doing something right until January this year.
Really?
Yeah.
Why is that? Because you've won races, so why was that? What made you think? What made you think that until then?
It's a very big issue for me. I have a real issue and lack a lot of self-belief, and I've got a lot of anxiety towards a lot of things. So that really makes me struggle being able to believe in myself. Don't get me wrong, I've had these little periods where I've just gone, oh yeah, this is brilliant, I'm doing great. But it was when I got my first meeting with the team for them to decide where we were going with this. And when I actually signed that contract, the name Rich Energy OMG Racing, it was oh, I've actually done something right. This is unbelievable. I went into a shock, a pure, genuine shock that I couldn't eat. Just completely shocked myself.
Really?
Yeah.
I find that fascinating, and you said that. I mean, I really do, because I think we all do. At least I think people, if they admit it, I think we all go through those periods. But now, did you do anything to help strengthen your confidence in yourself? Like read books on strengthening yourself mentally, or maybe even try meditating or anything like that to strengthen your belief in yourself? And why did you have that kind of anxiety, or maybe I'm not good enough until you signed the contract?
I have no idea where it all comes from, to be honest, because the stuff that I've done, I look back on it now and it's that's pretty sick. Wow, how did I do that sort of thing? I don't know where it comes from, and I don't know why, but I just find my way through it, and I can't meditate because I can't concentrate very quick. I can't do anything. I can't sit still. I have no concentration. To do anything other than race. It's everything. It's when I've got something that I need to do, racing, it's on, and that's it. I can't fix it, and I can't get away from it, and that's it, sort of thing. And that's why get off the bike and I'll take my helmet off and I'll just sit there face off and just have to think and be really quiet for a good 15 minutes. But I've taken I did this course that Sam Lowe's has done and helped kind of bring on with Craig Muirhead. It's Performance Principles, and it gives you all that the self-belief and loads of different psychology things and mindset and everything like that. But other than that, I haven't really been able to do anything meditate, because I just don't sit still for long enough. So I don't know. know.
Well, you have to find your process, and I honestly, sometimes it takes forever to find what works for you. And obviously, what's working for you is working for you because you're at a place now. And how old are you now? 17. How old are you?
I'm 17. Yeah,
You're 17. I mean, you've got the world right here. And I don't even know if you realize it. So you're on a great path without even really knowing it. And some people are adults walking the streets right here. I don't know if you can see, like the great thing about this studio is we're on the street level. So people pass by. That's why I wave sometimes. And there's adults who don't know what they want to do and never know what they do with their whole life. They don't find a passion and they don't know how to get to that place mentally. And where you're at is beautiful without knowing. And for me, personally, I that book, The Secret, helped me out so much. It got me on a positive path, and helps with self belief. And there's a new book called Project 369. If you get a chance, it's another great book that helps with the mental process and goal setting or whatever, and where you need to be. And I listen to a lot of podcasts, the performance mindset podcasts, which I think they're English guys. I listen to that. Everything, whatever gets you to where you have to be, is whatever it takes to get you where you have to be mentally. I think it's great. And I love the fact that you said that. And I find that fascinating because, I'm looking at your bio and just everything you've done. And for some reason, when I saw your graphic on Writing Graphics, I love those guys. When I saw that, there's something about it to go, I have to talk to her. I did go, I have to talk to her. There's something about, I think, women in motorsports or women in a male-dominated field that makes me go, that to me is right there is strong right there. Shows your mental strength. To be in a sport where it's basically male dominated and you're going in and you're I'm gonna say dominating, but you're where you're at now, you're so much ahead of everybody else. I don't know if you even realize that.
Yeah. It's definitely something that I'm now recently coming to terms with it, and I don't really talk about things like this openly because it's just something that it will just shock people so much to the point they don't believe me. But it's honestly I didn't know how far I'd come or realize how far I'd come until the start of this year. And it's like I've done, I don't even know how to, I've been in British Championships against people and been top 5, battling for a top 5 position. Like, there was 50 points between first to fifth, and I was in that. And it was my friend Ash Barnes, Joe Duggan, Zach Shelton, and Luca Allen, and I was the 5th. And they're all up at the front of the class I'm in this year. Two of them have gone to 2 completely higher classes. One of them almost won it, and 3 of them have gone to completely higher classes, and one of them's won it, and they've gone to another class as well. I'm then now back behind everybody else and thinking, hang on, I've been with them. I battled between, there was 50 points for the British Championship between us 5. But it's like, and then winning my first ever race, which was only just last year. It was wet, and I was on a grid with bikes that had the potential to be a lot faster than I am, and I won it outright. It was a scary race, very scary, because there's a really, really, really tight, literally comes right back on you, and it's banked. But sometimes the bank can kind of take you completely off guard and just wipe straight out. And me and this other lad on the same kind of bike, we were just like that the whole race. And he outbraked me into the corner the lap before, and it was quite a risky one because he did it quite late, and it's wet. So I was like, I really want this, and I've got to do it for myself and for Ben, who I'll talk about in a sec, because he's had a lot to do with it as well. And the next lap, I braked twice as late as he did. The bike went sideways. I used a few words in my helmet.
What'd you say? We're uncensored here. What'd you say?
No, I'm not a swearer. I don't do that. But I got through him, and I think that was the point where he just went, I'm done now. She can have that. Not gonna, because we have a lot of we're not stupid. When we know the point of limit, that is the limit. Don't do that. Don't go any further.
Yeah.
And I think he just said, you know what? If I try that again, if I try something else, she's gonna do it better. She's gonna risk it a bit more. So I'll just leave it at that. 3 laps later, done.
Well,
I
maybe,
won it.
maybe that's your process. Maybe you say you don't have a belief in yourself, but maybe just going out there and doing it instead of thinking about it, maybe that is your process. You know what I mean? Because sometimes I get in my head sometimes and I think too much when I should just do, and sometimes I do when I should think. And maybe your process is just the fact that you're, like you say, if you're with the top people in your sport with 50 points between you guys and you're racing with them, that shows you right there that you are one of the elite. And so you're not thinking about that. So your process, for I'm thinking, what you're telling me is, for you, it's best to just do. Because you don't get in your head, just do. Go out there and do. You know, I mean, if I was your coach, whatever, and you're out there, I go, listen, just go do. That's all I'm saying. Just go do. Because you're not now thinking, just go do. And that way, your head is clear. And when it, like you said, when you're racing, you're like, boom, I'm all there. And you said, I want to do this for and Ben also. And you said you got it sideways. And that guy knew, like, okay, she's risking it all. That's okay. You know, I'll come back maybe another day and get her, but she can have this one. And I think that's beautiful. And that is your process.
Oh yeah. I'm very much like, I don't, like, even outside racing, I don't make plans or anything. It's just like, message a mate up, or ring a mate up. Do you want to go out tomorrow? Yeah, all right. See you at, 4 o'clock? Yeah, okay. That was it, and that's it. Like, I don't make plans. I don't pre-prepare. Like, well, obviously, I do a certain amount of pre-preparation because it's needed sometimes.
Right.
Like, you can go and watch another race while you're waiting for your race. Like 15 minutes before, you need to make sure you're back so that you can like sit there and just kind of chill out and just make everything like get into that focus before you just like throw yourself in it. But once you're in it, there's nothing you can do to plan. So then I've very much then adapted to be like that. But no, it's certainly something that it's very much on the edge and very, very much like unplanned. You just got to do.
Now, are there any racers that you looked up to, like you go, I kind of want to be like this person here, or is there not? Or you like feel like you're the first, or you look at Anna Carrasco, maybe another female who's doing the damn thing, and you go, okay, I want to be like her, or I don't know. You just seem like you're in your own little world, which I think is great. It's like you're making your own way and your own kind of path, and I kind of dig this, man. So yeah, tell me, were there any role models for you?
There's a very good few role models for me. There's 4 very personal ones. 4 very personal. So we've got first is Jenny Timmuth. I met Jenny when I was like, I think I was about 12, and we went to watch one of their test days. They went for a test evening on the superbikes, and I brought my friend Grace. We've been friends for 10 years, 12 years now at least. And we went along and got a photo with her, and then 3-4 years later, I've got her in my phone and I'm talking to her and stuff like that. So Jenny, definitely for the female and what you can do. Mm-hmm. My dad, obviously a very big inspiration, and my family and that sort of, because my dad's very passionate about bikes. Sometimes he says that he doesn't like it because of all the frustration and the struggles, but I know he does. It's not, you can't bike. But my dad definitely. We've got Dominic Herbertson. If you get the chance, get him on this podcast. He's absolutely nuts. Brilliant. But he very much helped me after we lost my other inspiration, which is Ben. Ben Godfrey. He was a British superbike rider. He was in the Superstock 1000 class. We met him when I was at pit bike racing, like just going for a test day. But I didn't actually know who it was until my dad said the name, and I knew the name, but not for the same reason. Ben Godfrey's also a player that used to play for my football team. So I was like, I didn't know he rode motorbikes. And I went, no, it's not one. But me and Ben really like helped me out. We used to go on a lot of like pit bike days, even during COVID. We were on the Xbox playing like motorbike games and having a bit of banter. And then we lost him in 2020, July 2020. It was an accident at Donington Park. But if I've got a goal, well, I've got lots of goals, but if I've got at least one goal that I have to do, is I've got to race at least one race in the Stock 1000 race, because that's what I used to do.
Wow.
But it was like a kind of, it's a very big incentive for me. Wow. Is if I'm going to do it for Ben.
Yeah, that's beautiful. No, I mean that's beautiful. That hits hard, man. Good for you. Yeah. What, like, okay, can you tell us like one of your goals, or do you keep them under wraps, or can you tell me like some of your goals?
I've got, obviously I've got the Stock 1000 goal. I've got to at least do a few races Stock 1000 British Championship, but the main is the Isle of Man TT and do the road racing.
What is it about that for you guys over and across the pond? What is it about that damn race that you guys want to do? It's so dangerous. It's so just nuts. I mean, I try to show my producer here, who's only like 3 years older than you, and this guy is killing it. You would love this guy. He's killing it. He tells me what to do. And I'm like, all right, whatever. And I listen to him because he knows what he's doing. So you young kids are killing it. So yeah, but I show him the Isle of TT, and he just thinks it's nuts. I think it's nuts. What is it about that race that appeals to you?
So this is a very big line I use a lot, and I like the adrenaline. And it is, I was in a documentary last year, and it's the opening line. It's me saying I like the adrenaline, but it's the pure feeling of you haven't got, like, on a racetrack, you've got that runoff and you've got that whole, like, you've got the safety almost. And that's the scary bit. At the Isle of Man TT and the road races, you don't have that. You've got, if you're going to fall off, you've got to be lucky. But you're going around corners and you've got your head that close from a wall or a tree, or you look like if you fall off, you're going down a cliff. Like, it's really bad the way you describe it. But it's like mental. It's so unboring to me. Like, every lap could be different. Whereas at short circuits, you've got the same lap over and over and over and over again. But the roads, obviously I've not ridden one yet. I'm not of legal age to ride it yet until
Is everything okay with the dog? Everything okay? Is somebody breaking in? What's going on?
No, it's probably somebody comes to the door. My mum's probably gone out or something. But yeah, it's the pure danger of it. It's not boring. It's so unboring to everybody. Like, I've ironically and like completely by accident surrounded myself with people that do the road racing, and it's just got more and more and more appealing to me. I mean, so how Valentino Rossi has Fuccio, I've got Andrew Fisher. His job is holding my helmet and my water bottle for me, walking around the paddock holding a water bottle and just being there to keep me grounded, because I feel like I kind of needed that. And my dad, last year when we were on our own, needed an extra pair of hands, so Andy was there doing that as well.
Always.
Herbertson, road racer. One of my other helpers, Adrian Crossan, road racer. I've always loved the roads. My dad loves the roads. And something as well to do with the roads, something really odd happened to me at Alton Park last year. I don't know how I didn't remember any of this. Like, I don't understand how it just kind of slipped, but I've done so much. It's just whatever. And I was stood in a group of people outside the cafe at Alton Park. It was dark. It was quite late, so I probably didn't see most of the people stood around me. I was stood with Dean Harrison, Davey Todd, John McGuinness, Michael Dunlop, which I didn't see, Bill Whale, and a few other road racing lads. I mean, Michael Dunlop, I didn't even know how I missed that man. Look, I looked up to him so much. But it was like I was just stood with these legends that I'd looked up to for so long. It was just so unreal. And then probably another factor is my boyfriend's Irish and they do a lot of road racing in Ireland. So it's like I'm all for the road racing sort of thing.
Are you going to do the Northwest 200?
I'm going to do the Northwest 200. I'm going to do the Southern 100.
Yes!
I'm going to do everything I can.
Yes! You're one of my new heroes now. You're my new sheroes. You're one of my new sheroes now. I mean that. I think that is so. And you met Peter Hickman. I met Peter Hickman when I was in I met Peter Hickman when I was in I went to Cadwell a couple years ago. I went to Cadwell Park a couple years ago, and I think I met him at Cadwell, but I think I met him. No, I met him at Silverstone. I think I met him at.
Yeah, but I'm Peter Hickman. I was in Spain 2 years ago. No, 2019, before COVID. I went out in November for near my birthday because I'm on November 3rd. It was like a few weeks after my birthday. No, a few weeks before my birthday. It was in October. And I had a full day with Peter Hickman on the second day in. And he was brilliant. Lovely guy. Love him. And then when we had a few issues with my R3 last year. No, 2020, year before. And he sorted them all out, fixed the bike for me. And he fitted my kits to my old R3 as well. So yeah, Peter Hickman as well, definitely somebody I look up to, definitely.
How can anybody not want to help you? I mean, you've got everything. You got the passion, and like I said, you've got the servitude to want to serve your country as a cadet. I mean, how can anybody not want to help you? I mean, seriously, you're golden. You're golden like Pony Boy, I'm telling you. Seriously, you've got everything going on. I think it's great. And this year, and I'm going to ask you how you're dealing with mentally the fact that you're supposed to race in the BSB 300 series?
Yep, that's it, GC Sport 1.
Okay, now, I know you recently had sponsors pull out. How do you deal with that mentally? I mean, because, you're all set, and all of a sudden they go, well, I mean, whatever, I don't have the money or whatever, and you got to go, how do you go, okay, don't let that affect me, my racing and whatever. How do you deal with that?
So it's easy to deal with, but at the same time, it's being able to replace the people. So obviously you don't get these sort of rides for free. It's you pay, like everybody else has to pay, you pay. And having somebody that's quite big pull out, it's a shock. More than anything, but then you kind of got to persevere and get on with it and try and find another plan. You've got to deal with it like really accordingly, and but at the same time you can't let it affect the way you ride or the way that you go about things. But it's relatively easy to kind of deal with. It can be hard when you realise like, oh God, the money's like kind of, it feels like it's slipping away.
Right.
But there's always ways to sort it. Like there's people that will be willing to help you at some point. I mean, and sometimes it isn't their fault that they can't, but that is the way it is. You just got to deal with it, and it's a very cruel world sometimes with the way that things fall. But like I said, you just got to deal with that. There's nothing you can do, and it's relatively easy for somebody to deal with. Sometimes.
See, you've got the mental fortitude. I don't know what the hell you're talking about with this belief in yourself. You got the mental fortitude. You're saying the answers, not even just bullshit, and you're telling the real truth. And I'm going, what was that? I don't believe in myself crap. You're pulling my leg there, Lizzie. You're pulling my leg there, Purple Princess, and I don't appreciate that at all. I mean, you've got it. You've got the mental. You got the competitiveness. You got everything. I mean, you got the right attitude. I just think you're going to be. I'm going to ask you this question before. The time's running out. I'm going to ask this question before we get out of here. If you had to pick, if they go, okay, we got a ride for you in Moto 3 and the Motogp Championships, but you also have a ride at the Isle of Man TT and the Northwest 200 that year, but you can't do Moto 3, which one will it be? You got a ride for Isle of Man TT or Moto 3, Motogp. What's it going to be, Lissy? We need an answer right now.
It won't be Moto 3. Honestly, it won't be Moto 3. The bike, too small. I don't like being on small, compact, like little tiny bikes. It just doesn't fit right. It doesn't sit right on my shoulders. It's bad.
Okay, so Moto 2. So Moto 2. You got to ride Moto 2 with the MotoGP feel. I mean, you're with one of the greatest teams, Mark VDS. They're going, come on, Lissy. We're going to make you a champion. And all of a sudden, somebody goes, hey, we got a ride for you with the Isle of Man TT. Dean Harrison said, hey, you want to ride his bike? And you're, huh? What's it going to be? You're going to choose one.
TT.
The TT?
Yeah. Yeah. Short circuit, for me, don't get me wrong, I enjoy every second of it, but I need more. I need more, and the roads is just a lot more. Like, and it just really, really, really appeals to me more than it does being able to just do circuits. I'll do circuits still, but doing the roads on top of that is just a brilliant idea for me, and I love the idea.
Honestly, I don't. That's why I love talking to you guys, because there's a certain level of passion with you guys. I mean, to race, period, you've got to have just that steel will to race, period. And then for you guys to go race the roads and do the demand TT, and like my producer, he doesn't understand it, how it is, but how the danger of all that. I mean, I love all of it, and just the fact that knowing that that's what you want to do and put yourself out there like that, I love that. I mean, I really, from the bottom of my heart, I do. So I'm gonna ask you. I'm gonna ask you some more questions before we have to get out of here. Unfortunately, how'd you come up with the number 34? How'd that come about?
So that was from Kevin Schwantz, believe it or not.
Look at
my
you.
dad. I know. It's because it was my dad's hero dad's hero is Kevin Schwantz, but Rossi's hero is also Kevin Schwantz. So it was like I kind of got to do it, ain't I? And birthday is on the 3rd of November 2004, so it's like 3rd04.
Look at you. Look, I'm learning. I'm getting learned by you. What did the young kids tell me everything? I don't know anything. I feel like I'm getting learned by you and her, man. Isn't she incredible, Wyatt?
You just don't know that much in general.
I do too, Wyatt. Okay, you can get out of here now. I mean, you ain't got to do that in front of me like that, pal. Thanks, buddy. Okay, so who is do you have any Motogp heroes or BSB heroes?
Motogp heroes. I admire Marquez purely for his skill, his ability to be able to the way that he saves things.
Yeah.
Like most of it. But other than that, it'd be Rossi, but he's not riding anymore. So it would have been Rossi or Marquez for me.
Okay.
BSB would have been Ben. I haven't really got I admire every single one of them for going out there and doing what they do, because it's immense. Watch it in person.
Yeah.
They get it in some. Honestly, the shapes sometimes that their bikes go in, it's unreal. But I look up to every single one of the BSB grid, but Ben wasn't at Superbikes, but he was in stocks, so Ben was the man.
Okay. So, let me think. Man, we went around the gamut. I thought I was going to get you with the TT question. That's the one I love the most. And the fact that you chose TT, you're a real UK. You're a real UK. I mean that from the bottom of my heart, man. That's man. Our time's got to come to an end. Okay, here we go. What's your life goals now? Life goals.
Life goal.
Yeah. What do you want to do? What do you want to achieve in your life? I know you're only 17. They're going to change, but what do you want to do? What is Lissy Whitmore, number 34, the Purple Princess, the pride of Lincolnshire? What do you want to do?
Honestly, I don't know. There's a very broad question. I don't know what I want to do with my life. Obviously, I want to be in the RAF, want to race the Isle of Man. If the RAF falls through, because I've got, I wear contact lenses, but I've got quite poor eyesight. So the eye thing might be a problem for me in the future. But if it's not, if it isn't being in the RAF or the forces, I'll find a job in nursing and stuff like that. I really want to be, if I'm not obviously not in the RAF, I'll be try and train to be an oncology nurse. So help people with cancer and things like that.
Well, the last thing I want is a nurse with bad eyesight. I want you to have good eyesight. If I have to come to you and I'm in a hospital and you got bad eyesight, and you stick the wrong vein with a needle. Okay. Put those on for me, please.
I can't actually see. Oh, my contact as well. This is really strange. But I look like Harry Potter when I put them on.
You're the Harry Potter of racing. That's what I'm going to call you. Lissy, the Big Cheese Whitmore, the Harry Potter of racing. That's what we're going to call you.
Oh, dear. But I've got pretty good eyesight when I've got the contacts in and the glasses on. But it's, as long as I can be in either two fields of work. I mean, sometimes that doesn't work out for everybody. Like the way that you want to, if you say you want to be like an astronaut and you end up being an electrician or bricklayer or something. But as long as I stay racing, that is life complete sort of thing.
Good for you. I mean it from the bottom of my heart, Lissy. I have no doubt you're going to do it. And like I said, I don't know where that not belief in yourself came from. That's a bunch of crap I think you fed me, because I can from everything I've read and just talking to you, yeah, you're there. And you're going to get there, and you're going to kick ass this year. I know you will. Matter of fact, I'm going to say, can I say victory this year? You're going to take the championship this year in the 300 sport? In the 300?
No, I don't think so. Well, I'll have a go. Obviously, I'll try and do my best, but whatever happens.
Top five. How's that? Top 5.
15.
Top 15? How about top 10? Top 10. Let's set them goals high. Top 10.
Top 12. Top 12.
Okay, listen. Okay, how about this? If you get top 10, I'll come over across the pond and we'll do a track day together and we'll race. How about that? If you get top
It's gonna be track day anyway.
Well, listen, just play along. If you get top 10 and we get top 10, I'll come over on a track day and then we'll see who the person is. How about that?
Okay, yeah. We'll try for a top 10. We'll just do our best. That's all we can do.
Watch her get a top 5, Wyatt, and then she whoops my ass, and I go over there. And seriously, I mean that. I'm talking all this crap because she's across the pond, but watch her just annihilate me. She'll finish in the top 5. She's playing coy. She'll finish in the top 5. I'll come over there and she'll like lap me. I know it's gonna happen. Whatever, Lissy. So listen, I know we gotta get out of here. Tell people how they can help sponsor you and achieve your dreams here.
Okay, so Facebook, I've got a Facebook page, I've got an Instagram page, I've got a Twitter page, I've got a website. The easiest way to actually be able to sponsor me is either go to the pin post on my Facebook and follow the website link, or go to my Instagram and link in the bio. On my website, it will come up with this page. If you scroll down, it says sponsor Lissy.
Mm-hmm.
Click that, follow it. Just keep following the instructions. You can either Club 34 or join the or just pay to the PayPal, and you can give as much or as little as you like with the PayPal. But Club 34 is £34. You get some goodies. You get stickers and signed photo and monthly updates through email.
Can't wait, man. You're gonna kill it this year. I know you will. I am so happy to have talked to you, because it's for the first time ever I talked to somebody who was just excited to talk to me as I was to talk to them, and I hope I didn't disappoint you. You definitely didn't disappoint me. I'm charged now. I'm ready. I kind of want to I want to race you, but I know you'd kill me. But I still want to race you. I really do. I mean, I know you would lap me consecutively. But if you do come over here, we'll do go-karts. I'm really good at karting. So we'll kart.
I'm not bad at karting.
Well, I know. I read your bio. So hey, we'll kart. And hey, you better watch yourself. You don't do too cocky. Okay, don't let this fool you. I'm pretty good at karting. Okay, I'm the Black Lewis Hamilton. So listen, I'm the Blacker Lewis Hamilton. So yeah. Lissy, it has been a pleasure talking to you. I mean it from the bottom of my heart. You have inspired me, and I hope people that watched, I hope you enjoy her. Click on the link, support her and her racing dreams. I'm going to do it later on today, and I promise you I will. I'm not just saying that. I want nothing but the best for you, but it's already happening. You're going to do it because you're talking into existence right now. Thank you so much, Lissy Whitmore. You are awesome, the Purple Princess. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for watching Tales from a Gemini. I appreciate you guys and everything. And like I say about this time, you know the word. Peace.